Okay, it's time for me to introduce a new segment to the show, and that's the question segment. So, without wasting any more time, let's get into that. And question number one is that is it okay for you to give your girlfriend an allowance? And my personal take on it is I know you people are gonna say you're broke, you're stingy, and you're single, which are facts, but hear me out. Giving your girlfriend an allowance or just giving your partner an allowance sets a deadly precedent because you don't know what the future holds, you don't know how things are going to play out. So, giving somebody an allowance means they're going to be heavily dependent on you and the allowance that you give them. So, if you give them an allowance, then obviously you are going to have to live up to that expectations that or to the standard that you've set, and you don't know what the future holds. You don't know if you're going to lose your job tomorrow. You don't know if your business is going to fail, and you're not going to be financially be able to provide that allowance to the person, and eventually the relationship is going to crumble because you've set a standard that you now cannot meet. So giving somebody an allowance sets a very deadly precedent, and in this case giving a girlfriend an allowance sets a deadly precedent because you don't know if you're gonna live up to it. So guys, I would say don't give your girlfriend an allowance. That's just my personal take. Anybody, if you guys disagree, it is what it is. If it's your wife, that's a different case. That's your wife, that's your partner, lifelong partner. Girlfriend, it's not a sure thing. You don't know if it's gonna work out, and giving them an allowance is a deadly precedent. And the second reason is you are gonna put this girl in a position where she's now gonna alienate a lot of guys, and girls in general already place a lot of guys in the review mirror. They don't even look at them. So now if you're giving her an allowance, you're putting her in a position where she totally does not see a high percentage of guys, and there might be a guy who's good for her, a guy who's supposed to be with her, but she's gonna disregard this guy because this guy might not be able to give her an allowance because of you, because you set a precedent that's you set a trend that now she's gonna follow throughout her whole life, and eventually she's gonna miss out on finding her partner or her soulmate. So it is because you said you gave her an allowance in the previous relationship that you guys had. So I personally think the only people that you should give an allowance is your mom, your family, your sisters, and eventually your wife and your kids. Girlfriend, she's not there yet. Wait for her. Wait for her to be elevated to the position where she's your fiance and then your wife. Then you can talk about an allowance. But at the current moment, no, do not do it.